You know that feeling when someone just walks into your life and boom, they're all you can think about? Suddenly, every decision you make, you're kind of running it past them in your head. And that thought of losing them, it's huge. It's this powerful, all-consuming thing a lot of us have felt.
But what is that really? Why does it happen? How can one person suddenly become the sun your whole world starts to orbit? Is it really just love? Or is there something, I don't know, something deeper going on?
Well, let's get into it, because the answer is honestly pretty fascinating. According to psychologists, this isn't just some simple emotion. Nope. It's this incredible combination of our deep psychological wiring and, you guessed it, some very specific brain chemistry.
Right, so we're talking about a connection that feels almost magnetic. You know the one, where their mood can completely change your day, and when they're not around, it feels like something massive is missing. To really get to the bottom of this, we've got to go back, way back. Turns out the blueprint for this kind of intense connection, it's actually laid down when we're just kids. Yes, psychologists have a great term for this. They call it a safe base. Think of it like an anchor in the world. It's that person who gives you comfort, makes you feel secure, just safe. When we're little, that's usually our parents. And as we grow up, we start looking for that exact same thing in a partner, often without even realizing it. And that's the key right there. That whole mechanism, it just carries right on into our adult lives. Our basic human needs for safety, for comfort, for a sense of meaning, they don't just disappear. The drive is exactly the same, it just gets pointed at a new person, our partner.
But here's where it gets really interesting. If you didn't get enough of that warmth or that stability growing up, well, your reaction to finding it as an adult can be supercharged. It's like your brain has been thirsty for this one thing for years, and when someone finally offers you a drink, you're going to latch on with everything you've got.
So it's not just about our past, right? There's a whole other piece to this puzzle, our biology. Because when we form this kind of bond, our brain gets absolutely flooded with this powerful chemical cocktail that basically cements that connection in place. Think of it like this. There are three main ingredients. You've got dopamine. That's the reward chemical that makes you feel amazing just thinking about them. Then there's oxytocin, which is like the bonding glue. It creates that deep feeling of attachment. And then, get this, your serotonin levels can actually drop, which leads to fixation. That's why you literally can't stop thinking about them. So, here's the big takeaway. This isn't just a mushy feeling. It's a biological command. That chemical mix literally turns that person into a psychological magnet. Your brain is just hardwired to keep getting pulled back to them over and over again.
Okay, so we've got our past and our brain chemistry. But there's another layer. The actual dynamics of the relationship itself can be like pouring gasoline on an already burning fire. Researchers talk about three big ones here. First is the emotional anchor effect. This is when someone helps you through a really tough time, and they basically become your rock. Then there's the scarcity effect. They give you something you feel you just can't get anywhere else. And last, psychological fusion. That's when me and you starts to blur into us.
And check this out, because it's kind of counterintuitive. Sometimes the strongest bonds are formed in instability. That whole hot and cold push and pull thing, it creates something called variable reinforcement, and it is one of the most powerful psychological hooks in existence. It makes your brain crave that high of them coming back even more intensely. Okay, so we've got our childhood, our brain chemistry, and our relationship dynamics. That's a lot of moving parts. So how does it all fit together? Well, luckily for us, a whole bunch of leading psychologists have already dug into this exact question.
I mean, we're talking about the work of 20 top experts here. Thinkers from classic attachment theorists all the way to modern neuroscientists who are literally looking at brain scans of people in love. It's some serious research.
And the really cool part? Even though they all come from different fields, their findings all point to one single powerful formula. A formula that pretty much explains the whole thing.
And here it is, the 5-factor formula. This whole thing really catches fire when 5 things line up. 1. You feel emotionally safe with them. 2. Your brain chemistry goes into overdrive. 3. They're meeting some deep need from your childhood. 4. You share the same core values. And 5. You go through some really intense stuff together. When all 5 of those click into place, that's it. That's the magnet.
But you know, after all the science, after the psychology and the brain scans, there's one last idea. One really profound reason that brings all of this together. It's the real why.
And it's this. A person becomes the center of life when, with them, we feel like our true selves. Just let that sit for a second. It's not just about love. It's that with them, you feel more like you than at any other time.
And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? They give you this space where it's okay to be vulnerable, where you feel supported, where you can just be you, without any masks. And that feeling of being completely seen and accepted for who you really are, well, that might just be the most powerful magnetic force there is. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. Don't just think about who you love. Ask yourself a different question. Who in your life makes you feel the most like your true self? The answer? Well, that might tell you everything you need to know.